About this, really egregious accusations against Southwest Key, including rape, touching, soliciting sex, nude photos. I know there are several of these facilities in your state of Texas. Are you surprised by these allegations?
Honestly, Natasha, I'm not. Look, those juveniles, those unaccompanied children that we arrest are a very vulnerable group. A lot of them are likely, leaving, that sort of thing behind in their home countries. And then as they travel through, various Central American countries and then Mexico, that they're probably even, abused along the way. So, once they get here, we're supposed to be protecting them. We're the government of the United States of America. How can we be turning them over to a company that's allowing this to go on?
Yeah, and can you explain more? What is the typical process for an unaccompanied migrant child who crosses the border? What happens?
Yes, ma'am. So when we initially account them at the Border Patrol, what we do is we have a very strict set of policy and guidelines we have to follow to keep them segregated if they're unaccompanied. And then, of course, if they're a family group, they would remain with family. But talking specifically about the unaccompanied, at that time, we reach out to Health and Human Services, the Office of Refugee Reconciliation, to put them back to into either a family member's hand. They will reach out and coordinate that, or they'll find a suitable sponsor. But unfortunately, they're vulnerable not only at these holding facilities such as Southwest Keys, but they're also very vulnerable once they've been turned over to a sponsor here in the United States.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I would imagine that a lot falls through the cracks, and the follow-up process with those sponsors to make sure that those kids are in good situations must be incredibly challenging. Is that right?
It certainly is. Look, you look at the past 4 years, just like what we've seen, or the last 3.5 years, what we've seen along the southwest border with those significant increase of illegal aliens crossing our border, asylum claims, people that are coming on CBP One app, and then those that are being flown in. But those extreme amount of numbers, it's also affecting those unaccompanied children. We've seen more unaccompanied children apprehended along the southwest border these last 3.5 years, more than the previous 4 administrations total. So again, just to show that, not only the crisis at the border with tremendous amount of people crossing, but unaccompanied children as well.
Yeah, and it seems like this abuse, according to this lawsuit, has been going on for at least 8 years. It's so concerning, but we appreciate your perspective and time as always. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, thank you so much.